Hello everyone, welcome to my simple zoology class. In today's video, I'll be dealing with the topic hindbrain. Okay, hindbrain is also called as what? Hindbrain is also known as rhombencephalon. Correct. So hindbrain is also known as rhombencephalon. Now, what does hindbrain comprise of? Hindbrain consists of three different regions. That is pons, then cerebellum, and medulla oblongata. Okay, it is also called as medulla. Anything is fine. So what are the hindbrain or rhombencephalon comprises of? Pons, cerebellum, and medulla, also known as medulla oblongata. So if I tell you one by one in detail, what are the things or what are the structures or what are the centers associated with these regions of the hindbrain, that is pons, cerebellum, and medulla oblongata, you will be understanding in this particular video. Starting from the first one, that is pons. Okay, this pons is basically a small spherical projection. If you can look at the diagram over here, it's a small spherical projection. Okay, where is it exactly located? It is located below the midbrain. So our midbrain is over here, so below the midbrain and on the upper part of the medulla oblongata. That means it is present in the center, on top of which there is midbrain, and then below there is medulla oblongata. So what did I just say? It is a small spherical projection which is situated below midbrain and on the upper side of our medulla oblongata. Now, here when you take a section of this particular pons region, you come across two different type of nerve fibers. What are those? One is transverse nerve fiber, the other one is longitudinal nerve fibers. Now, what are the functions of these nerve fibers? These nerve fibers ensure that there is a proper connection between these structures which is present in the hindbrain region. Like for example, starting from the transverse nerve fiber. This transverse nerve fiber is going to connect with the cerebellum, whereas longitudinal nerve fiber is going to connect cerebrum to medulla oblongata. Okay, along with that, there is one important center that you have to remember, that is called as pneumotaxic center. Okay, what is the function of this pneumotaxic center? Questions like these they can come. Where is this pneumotaxic center located? And the answer will be pons. Okay, so what is the function? It ensures there is regulation of breathing reaction. That means it is going to, in a simple language to understand, it is going to control our inspiratory mechanism. That means inhalation mechanism. That is the function of this pneumotaxic center. Questions on these have come, so ensure that you remember where is the pneumotaxic center located. That is our pons. Then coming to the second one is cerebellum. We came across pons now. I hope everybody has understood. Coming to the cerebellum. Now, one important point in the form of questions they have definitely asked is cerebellum has got too many convolution. That means it has very much convolution. These structures like this, convolutions in the sense folds. Okay, so these convolutions are present. Why are they present? That is the question. In order to provide additional space for too many number of neurons present over there. So the question is, why so many convolution? That means internal foldings. In a simple language to understand, why too many foldings is because to provide the additional space for many more neurons over there. So the question can come like this: who has got the or which particular structure in the hindbrain, or they can also not specify where too many convolution you get to see, and the answer is cerebellum. Okay, then most important point to remember about the cerebellum: what is the outside of the cerebellum? When you take a section of the cerebellum part, what is the outer matter and what is the inner matter? That question has also come up. Okay, the outer part of the cerebellum is made up of what? Gray matter, whereas the inner part of it is made up of white matter. Okay, one important point, this point is very important to remember, that is white matter is going to start projecting outside. If I have to show over here in the diagram, so here it is going to project out. Okay, you can see the convolutions also, the one which I was just explaining. Okay, here it is going to project out to form a branch tree like structure, something like this. Okay, so that tree like structure is called as what? Over here, arbor vitae. Question on this has also come. Which matter? It is the white matter, where it is present on the inner part of the cerebellum, and the inner matter is white matter, outer matter is gray matter, and they are going to spread themselves to form a tree like structure that is called as arbor vitae. Then coming to important functions. Those important functions are, one is for body balance and to take care of our voluntary movements of the body. Like if it, why is it body balance? If I have to give an example, if at all a person who takes alcohol in excess, then which is the particular region of the brain which is going to get affected majorly is the cerebellum itself. So because this cerebellum is going to get affected because of excess intake of the alcohol, the person will not be able to maintain the balance, and hence there you can see the walking method will be disturbed. Okay, so the question can also come like this. So whatever points I'm going to explain over here in this video, each and every point has definitely come out in the form of question. I am very sure it will be very helpful to you. Okay, then coming to the last part of it, that is medulla oblongata, also called as medulla. There is another name also to remember. Medulla is also called as myelencephalon. Please to remember, questions can also come using the term myelencephalon, or it can also come using the term medulla. Now how does it look like? So where exactly is it located? We already saw in the first sheet itself, they are present at the lower portion, that is posterior part of the hind brain. Now what shape is it? It is tubular and cylindrical. In the form of statements they can give questions, so I've given certain points over here, that is tubular and cylindrical in state or shape. So medulla here is, that means what are the structures forms a brainstem, that is also very important. Over here midbrain, pons and medulla. Exception is which one? Cerebellum. Questions on this also has come. Which forms the brainstem? Midbrain, pons and medulla. Exception is the which one? Cerebellum. Then very important function of the medulla oblongata, that is what are the most controlling of the involuntary activities of the body, that is cardiovascular, respiratory center, metabolism, gastric secretion. Okay, so here respiratory center, one respiratory center I was explaining in the pons one, if you remember, that is pneumotaxic center. Over here in the medulla also I'm telling that there is a respiratory center, and the answer for that one you have to remember is acoustic center. What is it? Acoustic center. This is going to look after the mechanism of the breathing, that is the acoustic. Pneumotaxic was only controlling the inhalation. Acoustic is going to control the complete breathing mechanism. Okay, so do not get confused. Acoustic, medulla, then pneumotaxic, pons. Okay, apart from that there are other functions also, like sneezing, salivation, coughing, swallowing, vomiting, yawning. All these reflexes are taken care by the medulla, along with the metabolism, gastric secretion, respiration and cardiovascular reflexes. Each and every point mentioned in this video has come out in the form of questions. Ensure that you remember very well. I hope you have understood whatever I've taught in today's video. If you have liked my video, like, share and subscribe. Thank you.